What is up, everybody? I've got a quick video today on scaling things appropriately in Blender for 3D printing. In a lot of my previous videos, you'll hear me say a Blender meter is a real life millimeter when you transfer things to an STL file. And that's still true, and that's honestly going to be the way that I do most of my printing. But if you're looking at things on a really large scale, you do run into some issues. Let's check out something that I've kind of dealt with here. So let's say we have our default Blender settings here. So what I want to do is I want to import a FBX file. I'm going to bring in the Quest 3 scan that I have from a previous video I did, and it comes in just giant in the sky. It's a real pain in the ass to work with. You could try scaling it down and then scale it back up again, or work with it like this, but you're going to run into clipping and stuff like that, as well as the work that you try to do on it. Blender's just going to start off assuming everything is way too small. So to correct this, we're going to change some Blender settings. All right, so back to our default setup here. And from the top, click General. We got our usual suspects here. We're going to go ahead and just delete everything. And then we're going to go into Scene. And here is where we could change the units. Metric is where we want to be. We want to make sure we are in millimeters. Blender is in meters by default. And then our objects are still going to come in the same size in meters, so they're going to be massive. We're going to change it to 0.001. So that way when things come in, they are a workable size for us. Now, as you can see, our grid is not ready for this scale. I zoomed in and out a little bit, hoping I can see something more, but it's pretty messed up right now. We're going to go into Viewport Overlays and change the scale here to 0.1 on the grid. It's going to change the lines, the default graph lines, and in our orthographic view, it breaks them down almost to where we had them before. There is still some changing we got to do. Over here in your sidebar under the Tools tab is View. In View, this is going to fix our camera. We wanted to clip at 1 meter, and then we're just going to put in something ridiculous in the end. I'm just going to do 100,000 because why not? And you can see the graph extend out there. And now we shouldn't have any clipping. The scale of the graph is much more manageable. And then somebody recommended that I should be using the snap to grid option. There's lots of cool things in here that I can see the use for: vertex, edge, face. It'll snap to the grid. You can have it snap to other vertices. I understand the use for snap, but I personally hate it. I don't feel like I have the control that I want to have. So we'll see how that goes. We bring a cube in, and it looks just like it did before. But here, I'm going to bring another one in real quick. And in the settings here, you could tell that the cube is 200 millimeters. So it's substantially smaller, but this is a realistic size for working with 3D printing. I believe 200 millimeters is about 8 inches, something like that. So to test this, I'm going to bring in the that FBX file of the Quest 3 again. And this is the exact same file that came in at the beginning of the video that was just a massive blimp in the sky. And now, so far it looks better on the grid. Oh, see how clunky this is to move? I hate snapping. Don't hate snapping because I told you to. I'm just saying I am not a fan. All right, we're going to rotate this. Not make you watch me rotate it and get it all figured out. And then there's not a good way to check the actual size of this model. So I'm just going to bring in that cube, 200 millimeters. It's about the width of that headset. So yeah, everything is fitting like we want it to. And now we have a much easier scale to be making 3D prints in. Everything is still true to size when you export it as an STL file. And hopefully that helps simplify some things and speed up the process for modeling for 3D printing. If this was helpful at all, you could throw me a like. It helps me know what works and what doesn't. And then if you guys have any further questions, as always, you can comment it down below, and I'm happy to answer it in short form if possible. And if not, I'll make a whole other video explaining what I might have missed. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.